Yeah, and this was filmed right here. This actual scene. So you can see the steps and...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
I'll show you a picture of complete area actually during this rebellion scene. So that's the actual area with the pillar and the steps and almost the complete area. So just to understand, they actually put some soldiers guarding this upper wall right here, and it supposedly had to be a scene where they are guarding the Red Keep. Again, nothing to do with the actual, and they even use these doors as an entrance to the Red Keep. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, before we continue, just a slight stop to give an insight on a quick orientation around the city. So basically, we were at the St. Lawrence Fortress. We were visiting. This was the site of Red Keep. Then the bay where they slayed the Baratheon's children. The famous bay, the famous pier where Sansa and Shae were waving ships, and Littlefinger and Sansa were discussing escape plans. Afterwards, we went on to the main terminal, and then we've entered the western entrance pillar gate. Our current location is right here. So, best communication and the shortest communication in between east and west is main Plaza Street Stradun. Parallel to it you have Strito Prieco and Strito Puccia. It's like a fishbone. This is a spine, these are the bones. So anywhere you go, you can roam around, explore. Eventually you will hit the walls. Somehow you will return upon the main street. Anyways, we have three entrances to the city walls. First one is on our left-hand side soon as we enter the city. The next one is in the old harbor near the Maritime Museum and Aquarium. And the third one is on the east in the Dominic Street on the right-hand side. And let's say we have three entrances, western, eastern, and third one on the northern side of the walls called the Bouja, translated literally means the hole. French actually pierced this one. They built some tennis courts upon their arrival, so to have an easier approach, not to go around, they simply pierced one hole through the wall, so they could be able to play tennis. Anyways, this is our war map. I don't know if you already might have heard, but in 1991, to be more precise, Yugoslav National Army, reinforced by some territorial defense forces from Montenegro, actually sieged the whole area, start attacking and bombing frequently. The siege lasted for 7 months. You have to understand, in '79 Dubrovnik became part of the World UNESCO Heritage. As such, in Yugoslavia, Dubrovnik was completely demilitarized because we were developing as a highly touristical region. So you have to understand, they did not have any military objectives. But as you can see, they were quite thorough with the heritage, because these are damages caused by the mortars only in the core of the old town. So we were counting approximately 5,000 projectiles landing on a city core.
Wow.
Anyways, well, let's say Yugoslav National Army reinforced by territorial defense forces of Montenegro. But once upon Yugoslav National Army started to retreat, they actually left huge deal of weapons and apparatus for the territorial defense forces, and we weren't quite safe. We thought it was game over. We had this close combat on the mountain Srđ, right above Dubrovnik, where 30 crazy guys actually fought off this Yugoslav National Army.
Wow.
And we like to say our saint patron was with us at the time, you know, help us fight off, because it was really a situation where we didn't know what's going to happen.
30 fought off them.
Yeah. But of course, the terrain here is very unapproachable. Even today, in 2017, you have 2 roads leading the way, and everything is cascading and up and down. So what we were doing, for example, we had like 3 mortars, and you fire one, you fire second, you fire third, then you load them up on a truck, you drive them off 200 meters away, then you load them up again, and you drive around, and they thought you have 100 mortars, and you don't. You have only 3. So we were using tactics. Yeah.
Wow, very cool, man.
So basically, they didn't know what was going to happen once they entered. That's why basically they did.
Wow,
and that was the second time in history actually Montenegro's arrived and wanted to take over. Yeah. It's like the long-lasting urge, you know, to breach the shores, I guess. Over here.
So we're walking through where Joffrey was.
So we are entering the main square of Paspe Milicevic, Plaza Stradun.
Walking through the main square.
This is part of our city aqueduct. Actually, Senate acquired this guy from Naples, all the way from Naples, Italy, to come to make a city aqueduct. What he did, he brought this natural spring water from some 12 kilometers further away in Šumec, this bay of Rijeka Dubrovačka, and he brought it all the way around Mountain Surge by a difference of only 20 meters of natural downfall. We can agree that would be very complicated even today to make such a project. It only took him 2 years, and he got the aqueduct all the way down. And part of this old aqueduct we can see above, climbing down these walls right here. Yeah. And he made one fountain here and the next one on the eastern part. I will point it out to you guys.
Wow.
Anyways, now we will have
Very cool.
a
Very
little bit,
cool.
a little bit off the not off the subject, but usually I don't induce this into my tours, but I will be taking you extra one spot.
This guy's okay.
We can recommend you.
Yeah, no, you're cool guys.
Ice cream is cool.
I don't know if you're recording, but you're about to see Littlefinger's whorehouse.
Oh man.
Let's check that
Little Fingers Whorehouse. Maybe we'll stay there for a little while.
Now the guy's going up. That's why we came in the first
That's why we came here in the first place. Huh.
How often do you do a tour, like during the daytime? How many tours do you do?
Let's say today I only have this one.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday I today, but he told me last time.
Yeah, I mean, I told him that, like, someone never even heard of him before.
No, maybe one day you'll get back.
What is this walkway called, Bruno?
Sorry?
What's this walkway name? What's the name of it?
This is the parallel street I was referring a while ago. This one is Otpucha, so it's the next parallel to the main street of Stradin. So basically we're heading towards the Orthodox Church and our main city market. And once we got to the site, I believe you will be able to recognize it before we get
Is that
to
the door where
actual-
Ned Stark puts whatchamacallit, right?
What, Jamie?
Where he pushes where he's protecting, where Littlefinger's protecting what's the mother's name? Oh my god, you guys will kill me. Catelyn. Is that where she's like on the thing and Ned puts his arm up against Littlefinger and says, "What are you like protecting my wife in the?"
We're going sharp turn to the right.
Guess not.
Anyways, this is a bit wider street than all the rest. Thing was, they made it because the easier approach, because up on the top of this street is a granary, and granary was a very important facility in times of Republic.
Oh.
Croatia and Serbia?
Only in political sense, I guess. But because basically people don't have time to deal with it.
Yeah.
But politics always does.
So it's always some little bit of anger harbored, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. You always have critical masses.
Yeah.
Yep. But let's say most people are not really into it because nobody's buying into that anymore. you
Yeah.
know? Because basically what we did, we just degraded ourselves in like 50, 60 years. And ulica Puzljiva. Anyways,
All right, that's a little bit of a walk.
basically the granary was used as a place they pictured Littlefinger's whorehouse, where Prince of Dorne actually was hosting.
So I got a Martel shirt.
When he stabbed the guy's arm.
Wow.
Yep. This is the actual entrance. One more scene with the arch.
Oh.
Anyways, this would have been Littlefinger's old house. Today, it's actually a place of our ethnographical museum, former granary, very important facility in Dubrovnik Republic, because we were storing grains. And what they did, they made these huge silos carved in stone, and that's where they were storing grains, because in times of necessity, the Republic actually gave away grains, even to the commoners.
What's
And
carved over the door? Sorry, I'm
not quite sure about the inscription.
Portland door, I guess.
Yeah, Porta is door Fornica.
Fornica would make sense.
Yeah, yeah, but that sign wouldn't be like that there.
No.
I suppose. Anyways, I would have to check.
I was just I appreciate your honesty. I was just curious.
Anyways, so just to get it closer to you guys, let's say Dubrovnik abolished slavery very early, in the 15th century. Let's say they banned trading slaves, and what they did, they induced salary for the labor workers.
Yeah.
So, and let's say we might say that the granary was one of the highest paid jobs in the Republic, and we have this cool story connected to it. There was this guy that was guarding the granary, and of course he had his rituals. For example, he was eating every day at 1 o'clock, for example, and everybody knew that the granary is closed at 1 o'clock because this guy is having a lunch. Throughout years, the government realized that some of the grains are actually missing, so they thought he was like slowly stealing it.
Yeah.
Actually expelled him out of the city. They fired him, and it was very, very hard to live outside the walls in the Middle Ages. And actually, what they found out when they installed this new guy, that of course did not have those rituals same as this guy was, and he was here actually at 1 o'clock when he realized that at 1 o'clock there are some little beggars, pigeons coming in and stealing some grains.
Wow.
So, and just to tell you, he was so honest that he went in front of the Senate and he said this guy wasn't stealing, and then the Senate actually gave his
Allowed
job.
back.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.